Welcome to another episode of Road to Recovery. I am your host, PKA, Recovery Lord on the high end, Michael Mason, Mookie Moot, Pring Bing on the low. Today's group topic that I want to talk about is one that adds to previous groups that I mentioned. But first, I want to um, I want to thank all the love and support that I got from dealing with my just for today. I feel like we was having a lot of momentum, and you know things happened through a little monkey wrench in there. I had an injury that I had to deal with. I broke my leg, and I've been in a lot of pain. This injury tried to break my spirit, but thank God for my support system, for my mom, my sister, my brother in New York, my sister Tavana, my sister Trinity. Thank you to all my friends, my coworkers, even some of my clients who reached out to let me know that um, they love and appreciate me, my children, all my kids. Y'all seen the picture on Facebook, on social media. All my kids came. I love you guys for that. I don't know how to say how much that meant something to me. And I'ma always appreciate it. My future mother-in-law, Miss Cheryl Murray, for getting me my booties, my moccasins I have on now. Um, I just love and appreciate all my people in my village. Today's group message is forgiveness. Forgiveness. I did the family matters, and I've been doing these groups again, not with anyone in mind, just addiction, addressing and attacking addiction, because addiction knows who you mad at. Addiction knows what you holding on to, whether you acknowledge it or not. So forgiveness is a process, and get a pen, get some paper, just in case you have someone in your life that you feel as though you either need to forgive them, or they need to forgive you, or forgiveness needs to be on the table to heal. So forgiveness is a process where someone who has been wrong chooses to let go of their resentment and treat the wrongdoer with compassion, depending deepening understanding for forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning the wrongdoing, granting legal mercy, or reconciling a relationship. So, this saying already off top, you don't have to reconcile a relationship to forgive somebody. It's not like y'all gonna be holding hands on the lower expectation videos from back in the day, and y'all going to do 2 for 25 of Applebee's. That doesn't necessarily mean forgiveness, but instead of it looking like that, what it means is every time a person speaks to you, or every time this person's name comes up, you're not gonna go right to the negative stuff and the negative mantra and the negative stuff you holding on to, that you've been holding on to, because forgiveness is not just about forgiving the other person, but forgiving yourself, because some people feel dumb or feel bad or ashamed that certain stuff even happened. And see, that's the part of you that you have to forgive also, because your addiction knows when you don't forgive. And why is this important? Because depressed people smoke more, because depressed people drink every damn day, and that leads to health problems. Okay, so now are you smoking every day, you drinking every day, you might not be down in the dumps, but now your lungs and your kidneys are on the line. That's not a good trade-off. I'd rather you forgive somebody. But no tangents, you're right. You can forgive a person while in no way believing that their actions were acceptable or justified. On the other hand, simply saying the words, I forgive you, or accepting an apology is not forgiveness. In fact, forgiveness can occur without ever speaking to the wrongdoer. Forgiveness is an emotional change that occurs within the person who has been wronged. You've been wrong. Somebody did you bad. You being mad about it for 2, 3 weeks, 2, 3 months, 5, 6, 7 years. That is a repetitive, that's a daily punishment. That's turning a life lesson into a life sentence. What forgiveness is? Forgiveness is the decision to overcome pain that was inflicted by another person. It's letting go of anger, resentment, shame, other emotions associated with an injustice, even though they are reasonable feelings. You probably got a right to be mad. Is your right to be mad worth your lifespan being shorter? Trying to give you the large picture. Shout out to Loaded Lux. And I met his cousin at the doctor's office yesterday. And I was scared. I thought I was gonna need surgery. My man was talking about back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Calm me down a little something, you feel me? And help the process. Love it. Orthopedics of Towson. Best #1 in the state of Maryland. Not just in the area, in the state. What forgiveness is: treating the offender with compassion, even though they are not entitled to it. When you are showing somebody compassion who don't even deserve it, religious people are going to say that is you allowing your higher power to use you, to work through you. And what Amira says is when you're connected to the source, you don't need as many resources. And that makes a lot of sense. So, what forgiveness is not. We know what forgiveness is. Hopefully, you wrote this down if you're taking notes. What forgiveness is not reconciliation, repairing or returning right to a relationship that's been damaged. So it don't mean, because some people don't want to forgive because they think, well, hell, as soon as I forgive this bozo or this MF, because you know they still gonna have all type of tags on them. Soon as I forgive this MNF, you feel me? Now I gotta get him a Christmas card and no. So it's not 100% reconciliation. You can work towards that. Hopefully that might be a goal to build to that, but it doesn't mean it has to go there. It doesn't mean forgetting the injustice and what somebody put you through. It doesn't mean that you're condoning or excusing the offender's behavior. It doesn't mean you're granting legal mercy to the offender. It doesn't mean that you're letting go, but you're wishing for revenge. Be careful what you wish for other people, because it doesn't matter what you believe in, but they do have a saying: when you dig a hole for somebody, y'all know it. Y'all, come on now. Y'all heard this. When you dig a hole for somebody, make sure you dig one for yourself too. Or when you make a bed for somebody. Because when you wish certain things on others and that stuff doesn't happen, that's the chickens coming home to roost analogy that Malcolm X spoke on. So, I don't know if you guys knew this, but according to this, it's 4 phases of forgiveness. It just doesn't happen in one swoop. 4 phases. See, I got paperwork for this. I'll be printing off. This is what I call a recipe. So it's 4 phases for forgiveness. One is the uncovering phase. 2, the decision phase. 3, the work phase. And 4, the deepening phase. So, number 1, the uncovering phase. During the first phase of forgiveness, you will improve your understanding of the injustice and how it has impacted your life. Because some people just want to talk about the words that were said and not their feelings associated with it, the actions that were done, and not how that set somebody back, put them in a hole. So you want to talk about how it's impacting your life, this injustice, not only your life, but maybe others. Because let's be honest, sometimes when people cut each other off, they cut your kids off too. They cut everything off about you. And that's what they call now on the internet people catching strays. When they caught up in something that don't got nothing to do with them, but they got to get the residual damage from that. 2, the decision phase. During the second phase, you will gain a deeper understanding of what forgiveness is and make the decision to choose or reject forgiveness as an option, because we all have free will, and this is a fork in the road. You either gonna forgive somebody or you not. When you do that, stand 10 toes on it and get the rewards, reap some of the rewards of what comes with forgiveness. When you reject it, accept that you're rejecting it and deal with the consequences that comes with rejecting it. Still holding on to your drinking habit, still drinking every day, trying to numb yourself, still smoking every 5 and 10 minutes. Everybody else, oh man, did we went to the dispensary? That was a good strand, wasn't it? Oh man, I'm done. And here you go. Boy, I don't feel nothing. That's a liability. I need full coverage. The work phase. During the third phase, you will start to understand the offender in a new way, which will allow positive feelings towards the offender and yourself. Only way to do this is to try to separate a person from what they said or what they did. Because if you just look at a person through the rubric of what they said and what they did, then that's all they are. That's all their life means in a nutshell. And that's also a key we got to do when we're talking about addiction. You got to separate somebody from their addiction. That's why they say addiction is a disease, because that helps to separate a person from their addiction. If it's just a choice or behavior, then when you choose to lie, steal, manipulate, borrow, con, then people are going to say that's you, and that's not your addiction or aspects of it. And number 4, the deepening phase. During the final phase of forgiveness, you will further decrease the negative emotions associated with the injustice. You may find meaning in the experience and recognize ways in which you can grow as a result. So, forgiveness, the uncovering phase. During the uncovering phase of forgiveness, you will improve your understanding of the injustice and how it has impacted your life. Using this journal prompt below to begin exploring. What is this journal prompt? Describe what happened and what you have endured and why it's unfair. Write it down. And why is it important to write things down? Because they say you remember, and they have certain percentages. It's a certain percentage you remember what you see. It's a certain percentage of what you hear. But the majority of what you retain is what you write and what you do. And what you do. And sometimes writing uncovers things that words hide behind. And everybody's so comfortable with being a glorified mouthpiece. And some people say things that they don't mean. So, describe how the injustice you have endured, what happened, why was this treatment unfair? How have the injustices affect you? Circle any examples that apply and describe them in the box. Feel free to add something else that isn't listed. Is it painful emotions like anger or shame? Has it changed your world view? Do you look at people as evil now? Do you look at all men as nothing? And that's the reason that's serious, is because you have other men in your life besides that man. You have other women in your life besides that woman. So change behavior. Are you now avoiding relationships or looking at everything through the lens that everything is toxic, everything is negative? You remember that movie Soul, when they disrespected her at the end, and she was, I'm never gonna be good, I never can do it, and she was crowded in a in a cloud of negativity and shame and hurt, and that became her aura. When your aura is supposed to be the armor of God, because we not just dealing with negativity in physical form, but principalities. I don't know the whole parable and the joint. I don't know the whole, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all heard this before. um has it caused you practical costs? Has it cost you time or money? Has it done physical harm, injuries, abuse? And yes, abuse is not just physical, it is emotional and verbal. And with that, so is substance abuse. Abuse is abuse. That's what my sister Mira just said last week. And that's self abuse. Because by you not forgiving somebody, you allowing your addiction to abuse you in a sense where you start feeling these feelings when you think about these problems. And that bottle got a damn cape on it now. That pill got a cape on it. And it's coming to swoop down and save the damn day from your monkey ass. Okay, so that's the uncovering phase. Next, the decision phase. During the decision phase of forgiveness, you will gain a deeper understanding of what forgiveness is and make the decision to choose or reject forgiveness as an option. Without looking at a definition, how would you describe forgiveness? Write this down. Many people struggle with the decision to forgive because they know that they have the right to be angry. That's deep. I'm going to read that one again. Many people struggle with the decision to forgive because they know damn well they got the right to be angry, while the offender does not have the right to kindness. Making the decision to forgive means letting go of these resentments, which you have every right to hold, but you need to let them go so you can heal. So you can heal. Meaning, it's a part of it that has nothing to do with the person you mad at. So you can heal. What are the pros and cons of deciding to forgive the person who wronged you? Some of the pros: you could be mad. You could do $2 Tuesdays. You can go to ladies' night. You can be the drunkest son of a gun in the spot, and everybody's gonna laugh. Um, not with you. They're gonna be laughing at you. When I was Barack Obama, they was laughing at me. Um, you can have that cheat code in you, them damn pills. So everybody else under the table, boy, we drunk as ever. What y'all talking about? I'm Irish. It's St. Patrick's Day was yesterday. Or I'm Native American. So my tolerance. Some people brag about that, and that is disheartening. What's the cons? What's the cons of not seeking and allowing forgiveness? Holding on to your habits till they become health concerns. That sounds dumb as shit. Holding on to negative habits until they become health concerns. And the sad thing is, then you might be in a hospital, and the person you mad at come in there, and you can't even get up and walk away. Paint the picture. Whether or not you've made the decision to forgive, describe how things might be different if you decide to. Be specific. So before you forgive somebody, think about and contemplate what that might do, what that might change, good or bad, in your life. Forgiveness, the work phase. During the work phase of forgiveness, you will start to understand the offender in a new way, which will allow positive feelings towards the offender and yourself. Learning to understand the offender and to see them as more than their wrongdoing is an important part of forgiveness. However, it must be stressed that understanding does not mean condoning. Understanding does not mean condoning. One can understand another person without believing their actions are acceptable. Respond to one of the following prompts. What was life like for the offender as they grew up? May this have impacted their behavior? What was life like for the offender at the time of the offense? List the feelings you currently have towards the offender. Do you list, did you list any positive feelings towards the offender? If so, describe them. If not, describe how your negative feelings have changed over time. Have they lessened? Yes or no? I'm seeing that it's 20, we at the 22-minute mark, and this is a very important and powerful message. So I'm trying to, speed to the finish line on a rapid refund tip, because I want people to acknowledge this message, please. I don't care about how many views it gets. I will say, please like and subscribe and share this with someone who may be struggling with forgiving someone. But um I normally say I don't have people in mind, but I do have people in mind that I would at least like to consider this message for today. During the deepening phase of forgiveness, and this is the deepening phase, during the deepening phase of forgiveness, you will further decrease the negative emotions associated with the injustice. You may find meaning in the experience and recognize ways in which you have grown as a result of this. How have you benefited by forgiving the offender? Consider how forgiveness has affected your emotional health, the behavioral changes that result from this, and the time and energy you spent thinking about the offender and the offense. People keep repeating it, they keep talking about it. Yeah, they said this. So and so did that. And once that happens, guess what? That beer looks a lot more appealing. You can see the bead of sweat trickling down the side of the mother trucker. It looks that pill that you've been thinking about. Oh man, yeah, so and so got on my damn nerves. And remember the time, negative Michael Jackson. Remember the time, yeah, let's go get high. This your addiction wants you to hold on to this bullshit. Describe how you have grown because of this injustice that you have endured in your effort to forgive. How has your worldview changed? Are you stronger than you were before you decided to forgive? Some people think forgiveness is weakness. when it is an absolute strength and actually makes the person who offended you realize this person giving me grace when I don't even deserve it. Of course, they're not going to admit that. Once you a certain age, do people got to admit everything to you without you knowing this goes on and this is a dynamic? Are you that childish that people got to write it down and put it in a Hallmark card and because some people got their mind made up. I'm gonna ask for forgiveness, or I'm gonna forgive this person. You feel me? We gonna hug, we gonna cry. They gonna try to cut me off. I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. I'm gonna hug them again. They try to cut me off again. We gonna rinse and repeat. And when that doesn't happen, when the choreography don't happen, the way they had it in their mind, then all right, well, forget it. I don't forgive you. Stop that. Stop it. It's 2026 and it's about to be spring. So even the seasons know when to change. Do you? And with that, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God bless you if you made it to the end of this episode. I think this is a very impactful episode, but I don't want to just assume. I'm going to base it off the amount of likes that this video gets and the comments that people leave me. I love you all. Stay strong in your recovery. And I look forward to having another episode with you on the road to recovery.